let's talk about the RB cards.
First pull.
That destruction.
Let's cook Garrett.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. A lot has happened in the past couple of weeks in Yu-Gi-Oh! We got new set doing dimensions. We just got the Genesis format announced, which we are stoked for. We have a lot of stuff coming up. You'll see deck profiles, duels. But before we get too deep into the weeds of Genesis format, I did a deck profile previously on RB, and the deck was very okay. And now it has some new support, which does help the deck, but it's still missing some key pieces. But I did actually take it to a local and played it, beat a Yummy deck. I don't even remember what the other one was that I played. And then I lost to branded Art Mage. But the deck actually is pretty crazy and I do enjoy it. And before we hop in, guys, we are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and thank you for helping us get there. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us so much. You have no idea. But let's go ahead and hop into this deck profile. So starting out, we want to talk about all the RB names. So in this new support that came out, RB got some more inherent summons because the deck is all about having at least 2 RB names, which can be troublesome sometimes. But now there's 12, and so that does help with almost you're guaranteed to draw at least 2. So maxing out, we have 3 Driller. And obviously their secondary effects when they're attached to Brute Blues and things like that is great as well. But as far as having bodies, you want to have 3 Driller, 3 Cutter, 3 Rocket, and then 3 of Pile Bunker. So this card actually is pretty crazy. This won me a duel just because its effect where you go with Brute Blues into battle, and while it's attached, if you attack with Brute Blues, then you can just blow up their entire board. Like this deck really thrives at breaking boards. When it sets up a board, it's pretty decent. Like you always still elect to go first, but it really thrives at breaking boards. It just has some really good stuff for doing that. And so Pile Bunker, I really like this new card and do see it as a really great part of the deck. 2 of the new cards, Lambda Blade and Lambda Cannon. I actually saw a lot more play with Lambda Blade than Cannon. Realistically, these are great, but they aren't great, but they do help the deck a lot. I did see use in just being able to, their effects were great, but obviously the attack boost is really good as well. But Lambda Blade is really good if it's specialed out. You can send one of the new traps to the grave, and there's the trap effects. So only one of each. You don't want to see these draw into these just because they are bricks, because they don't inherent like the others. So you want to use Stage Landing or the Link 2 to be able to summon. Next, into the spells and the new traps. We have 3 Funk Dock, like I said, maxing out on those names just because this card is crazy because it has protection, it has recursion, and it searches. So a really, really strong field spell. Stage Landing is an absolutely insane card, literally just special from deck or extra deck, not once per turn. And so this actually won me one of the games on Saturday that I played in the local. So a week ago at this point. I just went into Brute Blues, searched another Stage Landing, went into Shepherd's Crook, then I had a Clockwork Knight, the spell on the field, and I just swung over for game. That's all I needed to do. Stage Landing just did its job. Then we have 1 of RB Operations Test. This card is okay, and obviously you don't want to draw into it, but combined with being able to link into Clockwork Knight, being able to blow this up and then search Clockwork Knight is pretty useful. So you can get that on the field and have that kind of floodgate. And then the new traps. So as I said, you can send this trap off of the Lambda Blade, and you can banish it to negate an effect, which is pretty strong. And then this is pretty strong too next phase because it's a counter trap, and it does negate and destroy, and then you gain life points. So it's almost like reverse Judgment, but just obviously not as strong. But like I said, those are some solid negates when going first, and you still like to go first regardless, but there is some other things like a Stratos type card would have been really solid for the deck. Then going into hand traps, we have 3 Fua, 3 Perulia, 3 Effect Veiler, and then 3 Disablaster. Disablaster is a broken card in this deck just because it's an inherent summon, it's a machine, it's a level 5, and then especially for breaking boards, like I said, you can just put it into either of the pendulum zones and it will negate that column. So if they have it there, like when I played the Yummy, I did it into Herald of the Arclight in that column. Or like they brought back Snatchy, and so I did it in the other column. And so literally it's just super, super good for that. And also too, like I said, it's inherent. And you can use one of these and you can use Rocket to make Cyber Dragon Infinity super easy. And the cool thing about this is in conjunction of playing this, I'll just skip ahead a little bit, is playing 3 Clockwork Knights is all of these instantly become starters as well. So say you draw a Clockwork Knight, any one of these hand traps, non-engine, and then one RB name, you literally can inherent RB, go Clockwork Knight, and then you can go into, you can just normal summon one of these. And then you can make your Link 2, because then they all become machines. So Clockwork Knight is this great offensive and defensive tool, because you get the attack boost and the attack decrease on your opponent. And also change everything to machines. So against Yummy, no longer Light Beast, so then Surprise is offline. So Clockwork Knight, really great card in this build. And then the final cards, we just have one Therion King Regulus and one Terraforming. No Therion Disc Coliseum or set rotation, just because you can search this off Clockwork Knight. That's the whole thought of it, is if it's on the grave, you banish, search, and then Terraforming for the field spell. So this is a one-up just because if you hard draw it, like you're gonna have one engraved, so it doesn't matter, or you can search it. So it's just another negate, nice to have, nothing too crazy. Then going into the extra deck has so much space in it, so you can be really creative with what you wanna do. And so there's some cards in here that I actually didn't really use, but I threw them in because it's just potential. So we have 2 Valkon Booster. You need this, it does lock you into that extra deck lock. But just depending on where you're at in the game state, you're going first, going second, it doesn't really matter. So just 2 of these is plenty. 2 Brute Blues and 1 Shepherd's Crook. Shepherd's Crook is an extending card. Like I said, you can go Stage Landing and then Shepherd's Crook. And so that's great too. And then even you could do another link right here because it has the side arrow for whatever reason. Or if you're nutty and somehow figure out, actually no, yeah, you could just go Valken Booster and then put another link up in that zone. So something nutty like that. But yeah, no, Shepherd's Crook is a one-of from what I've seen. You're never really going to make that over Valken Booster or Brute Blues. It really is just a nice extender to have. And then we have Swarm Ship, Genius, and Clockwork Knight. Clockwork Knight is an essential part for linking off, popping the RB continuous spell, getting Clockwork Knight, or just popping Clockwork Knight to be able to search, whatever. And then Swarm Ship is more of a just like a kind of nice card to use or have. It's a nice card to have because if it's destroyed, you can special back, you know, Brute Blues. And then you do have the ability to banish a destroy card, so it is nice in theory. And then Genius is just, it negates this card or another one. And it is pretty cool just because if you special summon to both zones it points to, at the same time you can add a level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck to your hand, so it's a good searcher as well, has potential. And then like I mentioned, we have Cyber Dragon Nova, Cyber Dragon Infinity using Disablaster and Rocket, and so it's like not always guaranteed you'll get this, but if you can, like why not, right? And then 1 Typhon and 1 Zeus, just because always pretty standard. Going into the extra deck, we're loading up with more hand traps just in conjunction with Clockwork Knight, being able to just extend going first or second, you know. So we have 3 Ash, just for the Fuas really, Fua or Perulia, 3 Droll, and then 3 Ghost Ogre for removal. And mainly just because I'm going Ghost Ogre and not an Imperm or something like that, it's just so, like I said, have more monsters for those inherent summons. We do have talents, we have Thrust in here, just for search power for Stage Landing, or any other like normal spells such as Talents or Harpies, and then 1 Called By. But honestly, this deck is a lot of fun. That is the reason to play it. It's not tier 0, it's not tier 1, not even tier 2 probably. It's just a fun deck to play. And like I said, it really thrives at breaking boards, making it difficult for your opponent to play. Let me know what you think in the comments, if this deck has potential, if it could be good, if it is good, or where it should potentially be possibly in the binder. But I appreciate you for tuning in and hope you guys have a great day. See ya.